that's important to know, Graham, is that this isn't the West Island. A lot of people think, hey, the West Island, it's like the Brady Bunch neighborhood out there, but the truth is there are people in need. So
absolutely, Point Claire, Pierre.
I could have very much stayed at my job. I didn't have to choose to come back to school. I want a different life, I want to be able to give my daughter a different life. It's very frustrating because when I do go to the supermarket or when I have to go to Walmart to buy something that she needs or that I may need, I'm like, don't just go back to work. It's so hard to stay focused. It's like, you can just stop going to school, just go back to work, because you're like, oh God. Sometimes I'm checking online banking before I'm even getting to the counter to see what can I use, how can I pay for the things I have.
If you haven't had a mental illness, if you haven't gone through it yourself, it's really hard for other people to relate to it. They can't really see what you're going through unless they've been through it themselves. When there were periods where I really did not eat well, your brain doesn't function well. You can't function properly when you're not eating well. And I've experienced that myself. I ended up purchasing a lot less food. I ate a lot less. I lost a lot of weight. I had a good career for 20 years. I had no real issues with money. I had no real issues with food. And then all of a sudden it got to the point where everything was kind of a struggle. If it could happen to me, it could happen to anybody.
Do you want me to just start where I was a single parent? It's not that I wanted to be at the bottom, that I wanted to be on welfare, that I wanted to take from the system. Now I'm living in a housing cooperative, and it's all about trying to attain harmonious living. I've lived here for 37 years. I came here as a single parent with 5 children. 117 buildings. We have about 874 apartments. 56 nationalities living here. People from 56 different countries. I was deserted as a woman pregnant with my 5th child. When my husband left, I was 7 months pregnant. There are a lot of women who are victims of this type of treatment, and their children become victims. It just seems to me if you give a boost up to people in this situation, they will eventually become very good taxpayers, and they will eventually contribute a lot to society.
Families are allowed to call us for assistance once a month for food. We try not to go more than once a month because we feel quite strongly that we're trying to assist them. We're not trying to give them everything they need because we want them to want to better their situation. The challenge is making sure we have enough resources to handle the families. Because if you're taking on more and more families without that in mind, without thinking that out, thinking about your supply, you're not doing anybody a service as if all of a sudden you have nothing to give them. It could be your neighbor. It could be someone you have no idea, and if you walked into their place, you'd see there's no food on the table.
I had to sign waivers, and I had to make sure that if I fell or lost my balance and broke my leg, that I wasn't going to sue them, because everybody's worried. Well, if something happens to her, she's going to sue us. I said, please, I could get killed crossing the street in my wheelchair. I'm not going to sue you. Well, like I said before, I think it's just we need to get the attention of people who can make a difference. We need to get people in my situation, we need to get us with a bigger income. Living on just over $1,000 a month is going to put anybody in a disadvantaged state, because just look, everything you hear on the news, what does it say? It says prices of food are going up, prices of this are going up, prices of that are going up. So if prices are going up, but your income doesn't go up, and you're already disadvantaged because you need wheelchairs, you need different equipment, which the government pays for, but you wait a long time, things don't come easy, there's not enough housing. You know, all of these put vulnerable people in compromised positions.
The government did commit to creating a national food policy. It was in our platform in 2015. We are supporting the bill of Senator Nancy Green-Rain, which actually implements a platform commitment that we made to prohibit the marketing of unhealthy foods to children.
Quand j'ai vu Corbeille de pain, j'ai commencé avec eux autres. Là, j'ai su qu'ils faisaient comme la cuisine communautaire.
Éviter le gaspillage alimentaire, c'est rencontrer de nouvelles personnes. Les cuisines sont à toutes les semaines. Je participe peut-être maintenant 2 fois par mois.
And then I found Bread Basket, which to me is, I have to say, I think it's a dream job because it allows me to marry my background in social work and my love for food and cooking together.
Ça nous aide un peu parce que des fois, comme tu n'as jamais goûté tes fruits, ben ça te fait découvrir d'autres goûts.
Obviously, everyone loves the eating part. Who doesn't? Who doesn't like to enjoy the food and take a nice portion of food home with them? But I think it's more of the social aspect of it.
Poverty, there are pockets of poverty on the West Island. People struggle financially, they struggle with mental health.
C'est pas tellement seulement l'aspect monétaire, ça peut être l'aspect physique.
Have you ever tried grocery shopping from a wheelchair? It's impossible.
When people have the drive to want to go from A to Z, they need help to do it.
People have to worry about housing first, whatever goes along with housing, electricity, maybe transportation. So food always gets kind of kicked down.
It's so overwhelming, the numbers of families right now that are taking, and I know the other 2 food banks on the West Island are overwhelmed as we are with numbers, sheer numbers.
The best thing to do is to ask the people what they need.
There's a stigma with mental illness, and there's also the stigma with food.
I work my butt off every single day. I'm working around the clock at home. I'm working around the clock at school.
The people who participate in these activities, despite their challenges or difficulties or whatnot, how incredibly resilient they are. I think that's the most incredible thing for me to see.